This is Top 30. Coming up, a vaccine to prevent acne may be on the way. Meghan Markle announced her first solo project. And people are praising Rihanna's new body-positive lingerie line. Hi there, welcome to the show. I'm Kristen Smith, and here are 30 things you need to know right now. You're going to want to check your fridge. More than 46,000 pounds of pork sausage links have been recalled. Bob Evans Farm says 5 varieties of its sausage could be contaminated with pieces of, quote, clear, hard plastic. The recall includes 5 products. They're labeled Bob Evans Maple Pork Sausage Links, Bob Evans Brown Sugar and Honey, Fresh from Meyer Maple Flavored Sausage Links, Giant Eagle Maple Pork Breakfast Sausage Links with caramel color added, and Schnucks Maple Recipe Breakfast Sausage. All of the items have a lot code of 8213. The packages also have an establishment number that reads EST 6785. The items included in the recall were distributed to stores in 12 states. The company says it traced the issue to a single manufacturing run from one day at a plant in Ohio. A spokesman for Bob Evans says customers who have the recalled products should throw them away or return them to stores for a refund. Okay, now let's go to the New York Stock Exchange for the Fox Business Minute with Susan Lee. Susan, some Amazon employees could be in trouble.
Yeah, that's right, Kristen. Amazon is conducting an investigation on employees who have been leaking internal data for bribes. So the information is being used to give an edge to independent merchants selling their products on the website. The practice violates company policy, and in fact, it's most common in China. Volkswagen is ending production of the Beetle. The iconic model became the transportation of choice for hippies back in the 1960s. More than 20 million original Beetles were manufactured until the last one was produced in Mexico in 2003. Yeah, a slew of retailers are already hiring for the holidays, but with unemployment near historic lows, it could be a challenge to get those spots filled this year.
Okay, how are companies trying to attract workers?
Well, companies such as Target, Macy's, Kohl's, they are all offering competitive wages as well as discounts and gift cards to hire the best staff for what's expected to be a very busy holiday season.
Good to know. Thanks, Susan. Now to an update on Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. His accuser has come forward to identify herself. And according to her attorney, she's willing to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee. Christine Blasey Ford, a California professor, says while in high school, Kavanaugh pinned her down, sexually assaulted her, and even put his hand over her mouth to muffle her screams. Kavanaugh categorically and unequivocally denies the allegations. The vote on his nomination to the full Senate is supposed to be on Thursday, but some members are calling to delay the vote until the FBI's investigation is complete. And Paul McCartney has his first #1 album in 36 years on the Billboard 200 chart with Egypt Station.
If you come on to me, then I'll come on to you.
The last time he topped the chart was in 1982 with Tug of War. And Stranger Things star David Harbour made good on a Twitter challenge over the weekend. Fully dressed in character as Chief Hopper, Harbour officiated a wedding in Illinois. All right, let's go to Danielle Knox now from Fox 35 Orlando. She has what you need to know today. So, Danielle, I hear scientists have a new way to help us sleep better.
Well, Kristen, some people are early risers, others night owls, but lots of folks fall kind of somewhere in between. Researchers now think they found a way to pinpoint each individual's daily rhythm or body clock. It's a simple pair of blood tests taken 12 hours apart that analyze genes as the body and brain cycle between being sleepy and being alert. Doctors are hoping the test will someday be part of helping to guide medication dosing and also help to understand disease states like Alzheimer's as well as heart disease. World tacos were a featured dish at an unusual food competition in Arkansas recently. Chefs from all across the country made the trip to find out who could make the best squirrel dish in the nation. It's all part of the 7th annual World Championship Squirrel Cook-Off. Yes, that is a thing. The winning team served up a mac and squirrel burger and a salad a la squirrel. Well, there is now a very specific time that you want to make sure all the lights are on in your home. That time is 7:35 p.m. And here's the reason. There's a British study that says that is the time that you are most likely to see a spider in your house. Researchers have been tracking spider sightings for the last 4 years. Yep, that's a thing too. The most sightings happen between 6 and 9 p.m. And that's what you need to know. Or did we, Kristen?
Well, I don't love spiders, but now it's good to know I can keep an eye out for them at 7:35 p.m. Thanks, Danielle. More Top 30 after this. Welcome back. Time now for Royal Watch with our royal commentator, Victoria Arbiter. And I can't wait, Victoria, to hear what you think about Meghan Markle and what she's cooking up.
Well, Meghan has launched her first official project since joining the royal family. Now, Meghan has long had a passion for healthy cooking, so it should come as no surprise that she has lent her name and time supporting the launch of a brand new charity cookbook called Together, Our Community Cookbook. Now, profits from the sales of the book are going to support the Hub Community Kitchen. Hub was started by a group of women, all of whom were displaced by the Grenfell Tower fire tragedy, which happened last year. So this is a great way to launch her royal engagement career.
Also, Victoria, the royals, well, they're not exactly known for opening up about their private life, and understandably so, but Prince William is speaking candidly about a very important issue.
Yes, he is. And as you say, I don't think any royal has ever shared more intimately about their own personal struggles than William, Kate, and Harry. William opened up about his time working for the air ambulance service. He said that he was taking home so much more than he realized, that every day he was seeing really sad things occurring, and so he started to think that's just what life was all about. So he talked about the importance of seeking help in the workplace if you are struggling with mental health, and how important it is for all of us to look out for our own mental health.
Well, it sounds like he's really taking care of himself and inspiring others to do the same, which is really great. Victoria, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, moving right along, 50 million people in the United States have some type of acne, and 96% of those people have reported feeling depressed at some point because of it. But there's a new vaccine that just completed clinical trials that could both prevent and treat acne. Using antibodies, scientists are hoping to target the toxic protein that's secreted from the bacteria that causes acne. 85% of people have had acne at some point in their life, and it's estimated Americans spend $3 billion every year on prescription acne treatments. One of the project's lead researchers predicts a topical version of the vaccine will hit the market within a year, and the injectable preventative vaccine could be available within 3 years. Now let's talk about Rihanna. She debuted the tropical-inspired collection of her Savage X Fenty lingerie line at New York Fashion Week, and it's got everyone talking. The singer's show ran nearly 30 minutes and featured models making their way through the jungle with glow-in-the-dark garters and maternity wear. But it's Rihanna's inclusion of women of all shapes, sizes, and colors on the catwalk that has the fashion industry buzzing. Rihanna said, "Our bodies alone are made to do so many different things, and they're designed in so many different, unique ways. And if you have the blessing to be able to bring life into this world, it should be celebrated as well." She's being praised for normalizing all women on the catwalk in a beautiful and artistic way. I hope other designers agree and start following Rihanna's lead. Welcome back. In August, a truck carrying candy flipped on a New Jersey highway. The incident was caught on tape as an SUV, thinking the truck was driving recklessly, is seen merging and braking right in front to slow it down. While both drivers were okay, the crash is one of a growing number of reported cases of aggressive driving and road rage. According to AAA, some 80% of drivers admit being aggressive behind the wheel at least once in the past year. The most common forms of road rage: purposeful tailgating, yelling at another driver, and honking out of annoyance. Intentionally ramming other vehicles and getting out to confront another driver also made the list. As incidents of road rage rise, drivers ed teachers have not changed their approach, advising drivers to be alert, stay calm, and avoid conflict, allowing them to focus on their main objective, safely getting where they need to go. Well, Hurricane Florence has grabbed a lot of headlines over the past week. But there's another Florence who did something that caught our attention. Mike Jarek from Fox 29 in Philadelphia joins us now to talk about her. Hi, Mike.
Well, meet our Florence, 96 years old. She lives in a town called Quakertown. It's just north of Philadelphia. She's getting this honorary high school degree 80 years after she had to leave the 10th grade. The reason she had to leave, her mom got very sick, and somebody had to take care of her 6 brothers and her dad. They were all out working on the farm.
Never thought I'd wear a cap and gown with, as I said, I had to give up school and take care of my mother, which I wasn't sorry that I did.
So where is our Florence going to hang that diploma? She says, any place in my house where I can look at it every single day.
And she deserves to be proud. What a great story. Thanks, Mike. Okay, if you're sick of fiddling with charging cables, I know I am. Today's top 30 steal is for you. We have a 2-pack of Gaba Goods wireless charging pads at a special 60% discount. It doesn't get easier than this. You just place your phone on the charging pad and then grab it when you're ready to go. No more plugging and unplugging. And since you get 2 of them, you can keep one at work and one at home. The wireless charging pads are compatible with the following Apple and Android devices: iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, iPhone 10, Samsung Galaxy 6, Samsung Galaxy 7, and Samsung Galaxy 8. And they also work with other phones if you have a charging case. The 2-pack of Gaba Goods wireless charging pads retails for $60. But today you can buy them for just $24. That's a 60% discount. You can get these right now at morningsave.com while they last. And don't go anywhere, still ahead, Blue's Clues is coming back. Find out who the new host will be. And are we heading toward a cashless America? Stay tuned, Top 30 will be right back. In today's Hometown Stories from Fox 13 Tampa Bay, Creative Pinellas is a new complex that aims to bring together artists so they can collaborate and develop their business skills. The campus features inexpensive offices for rent, an auditorium for performances, and a 10,000 square foot art gallery. And they hope that by bringing artists together, they can spark creativity and use art to help address some of the tough problems facing society. In our second story from Fox 4 Dallas, 16-year-old Lindsay Jones is a fighter. She's already had 9 surgeries in her short life. One of the things that always comforted Lindsay in the hospital was her stuffed animal dog, whom she affectionately named Puddles. Last year, Lindsay unexpectedly lost Puddles at summer camp. She was devastated, but decided to turn her sadness into joy by helping others. So Lindsay started Cuddles for Puddles, which gives pediatric patients stuffed animals for comfort. So far, she's given out 120 plush puppies to patients at Texas Scottish Rite Hospital. And in our final story from Fox 5 New York, in 1987, Peter Tunney quit his job on Wall Street to become an artist. And now he's made a name for himself in the competitive New York art scene. Tunney's art is text-based, often repurposing news headlines into art. But he's probably best known for his City of Dreams billboards throughout the city.
Thinking now the City of Dreams is not a place, it's something that you carry inside you.
You can check out Tunney's art at the Peter Tunney Experience in Tribeca. Welcome back to Top 30. Last year, Hurricanes Irma, Harvey, Nate, and Maria caused some $200 billion in damages. Those storms should have been a wake-up call for underinsured homeowners. But after Florence battered the East, the same problems remain. So Consumer Reports surveyed some 19,000 people to see what last year's disasters had taught them. To start, review your policy, figuring out what is covered and what isn't. Most plans cover outbuildings like sheds or garages, and reimburse living expenses if damage prevents you from staying home. However, most don't cover damage from earthquakes, sinkholes, or even flooding. If available, those need to be bought separately, although few people do. Keep an inventory of your belongings. This provides proof for insurance claims and tax deductions. Among other lessons, those surveyed recommend using home improvements and reinforcements to lower premiums. And shop around. Of those who switched insurance plans in the past 3 years, roughly half found a better deal. Okay, we've always been told don't talk to strangers, right? And while that might be good advice for kids, adults may actually benefit from a conversation with someone they don't know. Cody Goff, host of the Curiosity Daily podcast, joins us from his studio to talk more about this. Hey, Cody.
That's right, Kristen. A study from University of Chicago says you might be happier if you talk to strangers. Researchers asked some people commuting into Chicago on the train to strike up a conversation with a stranger. They asked a different group to not strike up a conversation, but asked them to imagine what would happen if they did. Then the commuters mailed in a questionnaire evaluating their experience. Researchers found that commuters who talked to strangers had the most pleasurable commutes. But when commuters only imagined this experience, they pictured it as uncomfortable. The researchers say that we have a severe misunderstanding of the psychological consequences of social engagement and suggest we choose solitude out of a fear of rejection. But based on their data, people are happier actually talking to strangers than they thought they'd be almost every time they did it. So if you're feeling lonely, then try asking a stranger how their day is going. It'll probably go a lot better than you think. Kristen?
Well, I'll have to give that a try. Thanks, Cody. You can check out more on curiosity.com. What's old is new again. Reboots have dominated the TV landscape as of late, and now kids are getting a revival just for them. Blue's Clues, which ran for 6 seasons beginning in 1996, is returning for 20 new episodes, albeit with a few changes. Renamed Blue's Clues and You, the show will follow a similar format as viewers solve the puzzle of what Blue has planned for her day by searching for animated paw prints.
We just figured out Blue's Clues. We just figured out Blue's Clues. We just figured out Blue's Clues because we're really smart.
Also new, the show's host, Joshua De La Cruz, taking over as the dog's human companion. As they hunt for clues, De La Cruz, best known for his work on Broadway, will help young viewers learn skills like sorting, patterning, and thinking. Original host Steve Burns helped with the hosting search, saying, "I give Josh 2 thumbs up. He can definitely fill my shoes and the rugby shirt." Blue's Clues and You is now filming in Toronto. All right, there are few annoyances greater than a swarming fly. Twisting and turning at rapid speeds, the fruit fly's movement has baffled scientists. Unfortunately, that rapid speed made it hard to study. So scientists at Delft University of Technology created this, an insect-inspired robot. Known as the Delft Fly, the free-flying robot beats its 2 pairs of wings 17 times per second, mimicking the rolling and banking of an average fruit fly. In analyzing their movement, tests confirmed what many believed. The fly doesn't intentionally change direction mid-flight. Instead, it turns by adjusting flapping speed and the angle of one of its wings. One roboticist says the findings are not limited to insect flight, but could apply to other animals like hummingbirds. The Delft Fly data could also be applied to drone technology, improving maneuverability and control. So next time you see an annoying fly buzzing around, just know that some scientists see it as a valuable opportunity to learn. Don't go anywhere. Top 30 will be right back. Welcome back. Here's a question. What's the appropriate way to discipline students? Well, one school believes the answer may be paddling. Last week, the Georgia School of Innovation and the Classics sent parents permission slips asking if the method could be used following 3 disciplinary offenses. So far, a third of parents have approved, allowing the school to take misbehaved children behind closed doors to reprimand with a paddle measuring 24 inches long, 6 wide, and 3/4 thick. Students whose parents don't allow paddling would instead face 5 days suspension if they act out. The school superintendent says feedback has been positive and that there was a time where this was kind of the norm in school and you didn't have the problems that you have. While it's not common, corporal punishment like slapping or spanking is legal in nearly 20 states, affecting some 160,000 students. Still, studies suggest spanking is a temporary fix, linked not to better long-term behavior, but increased aggression down the road. All right, moving right along, if you've eaten at Sweet Green, you know the only thing green are their salads. That's because the chain is completely cashless, joining a growing list that includes airlines, unmanned parking lots, and many restaurants catering to younger diners. This as some half of consumers now carry at least 6 forms of payment, from credit and debit cards to peer-to-peer apps like Venmo. Businesses claim by going cashless, they can cut down on accounting errors. Plastic or mobile payment is also quicker and more secure. Despite these benefits, there are drawbacks. Debit and credit payments may be up 50% since 2010, but a third of transactions are still made with paper. There's also the issue of access. While many Americans don't qualify for credit cards, some 7% are completely unbanked, meaning they only have cash. So while some businesses make the leap, don't worry, the U.S. is unlikely to go fully cash-free anytime soon. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Welcome back. Here's a great story. High school custodian Carolyn Collins is doing more than just keeping the school clean. She's giving students hope. 4 years ago, Carolyn saw a need for some of the kids that were homeless or maybe came from homes that couldn't provide enough. And she opened a giving closet in, you guessed it, an empty closet at Tucker High just outside of Atlanta. She stocks up on items like toothpaste, food, shampoo, shoes, clothing, school supplies, whatever she can, all free to the students in her school who need it. Former student Kennedy Carroll is in college now and says, "I always knew that Ms. Collins cared, and she gave me hope to keep going. I learned that if I could conquer being homeless, that I could conquer anything. Because of her generosity, I didn't give up." Over the years, Carolyn has helped about 150 students. Everybody needs somebody, she says. Seeing that they know they are loved, that's my reward. The closet now receives many donations, but Carolyn still spends a few $100s of her own money every month to keep it stocked. I love that story. What an inspiring woman. And the perfect way to end our show. Thanks for watching. Here's what's coming up on the next Top 30. Tires affect your car's performance, fuel economy, and safety, and a new report breaks down the best ones. Plus, Matthew Perry reveals the reason he was in a hospital for 3 months. And a new delivery service could be good news for the ice cream fan on the go. You can also listen to today's biggest stories on the Top 30 podcast. It's all coming up on the next Top 30.